Hello guys, welcome back to narsicloud.com. So yesterday we talked about creating EC2 in public subnet, and as mentioned in the diagram, we have gone through the concepts around this area where we created EC2 machine within the subnet, and then we proved the concept of the to be able to connect to this EC2 instance from the internet using the route created in the route table, and which is using the internet gateway. So that's what we proved yesterday. So until this point, we covered the public subnet EC2 mission creation within the public subnet, and then we talked about route table, internet gateway, and how we are able to do SSH onto EC2 mission from the internet. So today we'll be focusing on private subnet. So here in this area, so which is within the same VPC. So the concept is I'm gonna create EC2 machine here within this private subnet, and see if you're able to access that machine, and why this is called private subnet. Like I explained in the previous video, that we're calling this as a private subnet because this is not connected to any. This is connected to the route table, but that route table doesn't have any route which is using the internet gateway. So that's why we are calling this as a private subnet. So let's prove that concept today. So that's the goal. So let's go back to our console. So here let's get back to EC2 mission. Let's start with creating EC2 mission within the private subnet. So we go to running instances. So this is the one which we created yesterday, but we're gonna launch new instance today. I'm gonna select Amazon Linux AMI. Let's minimize this, and here we're gonna choose free tier, and here number of instances 1, and VPC I'm gonna choose demo VPC, and then here I'm gonna choose private subnet, and then here let's enable this. So let's see that even after assigning a public IP address to EC2 mission, let's see if you're able to access that. And remaining things we will keep it to default. Then next, add storage. So we can keep this as a default as well. And the next, add tags, nothing. Configure security group. So for now we can keep this specific rule. What it's saying is we're gonna add we're gonna be able to do SSH into this estimation. Let's create this private security group for demo, and then like I mentioned in the previous video, that it's saying that we're allowing everybody, anyone in the world can do SSH into this mission. That is fine for demo. It is not ideal for in the real time. So let's go to review launch and launch that. So here is it to demo VPC. We're gonna use the existing key pair and launch instances. So while that's launching, let's go back to the status. So it's in pending status, and then here you see it's assigned with public DNS. It got public IP, and it got private IP within the IP address range that we assigned for the VPC and for that subnet as well. So it's in running status. Let's go to our terminal, and that's in. So we have EC2 demo vpc.pm. Let's go and create a new directory, private EC2 demo. Oh, sorry. And then copy download EC2 EC2 demo VPC, copy that here, then let's change those permissions. We have gone through these steps in our last video. I'm just making sure that just repeating those steps so that you guys get familiar as I'm repeating these steps. That's the whole point. So right now we change those permissions because those permissions are a little bit open for many users. So I think we're gonna we right now we just restricted that to just to the owner, and that too for only reading permission. um, Now we can use this to connect to this machine. So ideally, as per this diagram, since this is not connected to any this is not using any route of internet gateway within the route table, we should not be able to do SSH onto this machine. So let's check before we do that. Let's check if you're having any route associated to this one. So we can directly get back to the routing table. Let's go to VPC section, and then if you go to subnets, so we are working with private subnet today. So let's go back here, and then let's check in the route table. So in the route table, if you see the routes, it's only having one route. So if you see the routes, it just has one route which is pointing to destination, which is the IP address within the VPC. So anything that's specified here, it's all talking about the internet connection within the VPC. So these guys can talk to any resource within the VPC, but they cannot talk to internet, and nobody from the internet can talk to this guy here. So that's the whole point of that route. Until unless you add another route, which is using internet gateway like we did for the public subnet, these guys cannot talk to internet, and they're not reachable from internet as well. So we proved this concept. Now let's go ahead and try to do SSH into a private machine. So let's try to connect to that. EC2 user to demo VPC test EC2 user at so it's trying to connect, but it cannot. So let's try to connect it to let's try to connect again. See, you're not able to connect because getting back to this diagram, from the laptop we're trying to connect to this private subnet, connect to this EC2 instance within this private subnet, because the route table associated, which is associated to this subnet, doesn't have any route using the internet gateway. So that's why this guy is not reachable, and that's why we call that as a private subnet. So those are the main components, which are basically like most of the scenarios. Those are the components which you will come across talking to the resources within the VPC or within the subnets, how the internet communication flows across these components. So I think that's all for today. It's a quick concept I would like to cover in today's video. So in the next video, I'm gonna go over the internet gateway and the route table a little bit deeper with the details, so that you will get a clear picture so far within the VPC, some of the services. So there are other services as well within the VPC. So if you look at it here, we know what are subnets, we know what are the route tables, we know internet gateways, we used them, and I will talk over in our next video. I will talk about endpoints and NAT gateways, and remaining all they're you can explore them based on these basic foundation. So I'll go over network access as well. So those are very important concepts within the VPC. So we'll cover up those concepts in our next video, and stay tuned, guys. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to post in our comments. I will definitely respond to those questions, and it will be helpful for me as well as I go through these videos. Your feedback is very important for me. Um, and feel free to reach out at any time. I will definitely respond to your questions. And if you like this video, please click on like button, and do subscribe to this channel, and you'll get to see a lot more videos like this. And stay tuned, guys, and catch you next video. Bye.